What's going on, everyone? My name is Alec Kane. This is the first YouTube video I've ever made. It is going to be on my Mustang build and pretty much cars. It's going to be a car channel as much as I can make it. For starters, we have a 5.0 Coyote. We have a 2006 Mustang, which both we picked up extremely cheap. And I already had the Coyote, so found the Mustang and thought, they go together at this point. So the whole premise behind this channel is going to be just kind of a learning experience. I know a little bit about cars. Used to race dirt bikes. I've had plenty of experience with motors and all type of motorsports, and so I'm gonna introduce myself to a new one. We're gonna build a car specifically for drifting, and we're just gonna have fun with it. Whatever comes of it, comes of it. We're just gonna go at it, have a blast. We've had some amazing things happen with this build. Gotten lucky on many different occasions. And at this point, it just seems like it kind of needs to happen. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's always intrigued me. I've always been kind of a gearhead in my own sense. So we're gonna take it to the next level. I'm gonna full on build a car. And that being said, I need help. Like, I've got my buddies, they always help me out on it. And if anybody has anything they want to say or do to help, I'd be more than willing to listen. So we got this Coyote about 4 months ago, and it had a burnt valve. And we didn't know it initially, we just kind of took a chance on it. We ended up picking up the Coyote for $500. It's an absolute steal, so there's no reason as to why we couldn't go through with it. And being that we got it for so cheap, I decided to run it and risk it. And turns out it did have a burnt exhaust valve on cylinder 6. And if you know anything about cars, that's pretty cheap to fix. So we decided we're gonna go through and do a full inspection criteria on this car, or on this engine. We haven't had any other issues other than that. The only issue we had was a little bit of discoloration in one bearing. So we're gonna go ahead and replace bearings and get all the specs, measurements, and go from there on it. And here pretty soon, probably drop the Coyote in the car and should have a running car before too long. So the story behind the car is a 2006 Mustang. It was a V6 that got blown up. So we pretty much pulled everything out of it. The only thing that hasn't been pulled that probably should would be the 7.2 rear end. The 7.2 rear end should hold up, considering we're just going to weld the diff for the time being. Other than that, it's pretty much gutted. I mean, to the absolute T. I mean, there's nothing interior left. Everything is gone. We've completely gutted everything. There's a lot of trash on the floor, but through all the gutting and everything we've done, we just kind of decided it didn't need to be in there anymore. So we're gonna go back with a full roll cage, full 5-point harness seats. It's gonna be a pretty nice car. The transmission we actually got super lucky on. I ended up trading interior pieces for it, so one of the biggest portions of this build we actually got for free. It's a 3650 trans, and it was cheap. Ignore the mess. The garage is kind of a wreck right now. We've been just going, and finally kind of have some time to stop and kind of clean up. And currently what I'm doing right now, I'm cleaning pistons and gonna go ahead and clean the garage and just kind of get everything back in order how I really want it. If you're watching this, I appreciate you stopping in and kind of taking your time to watch my videos. It's new for me. The whole thing kind of started off on TikTok, just kind of messing around, and knew that I was building a drift car, and decided, you know what, I should move this platform to YouTube and actually record everything through the video. So now that we went and picked up a GoPro. It's super cheap. It's just a way to get it going, start videotaping. I'm gonna do a lot of head mount kind of videos, kind of going in detail. The only cars we have right now that we can actually work on, we've got a 2015 EcoBoost sitting out there. My wife currently has my F250. She's taking it out for a spin, doing her thing. But if you're here watching, I appreciate you. And I'm gonna go ahead and start this off. Currently cleaning pistons, so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. And once pistons are done, we'll do rings, and we're gonna go ahead and just throw a time lapse on this. So we got the pistons done. Here's each one of them. You already saw them before. They're all cleaned up and ready to go. Getting ready to go back in. We gotta put rings on them, hone these cylinders out, use some plastic gauge, make sure all the bearings are in spec. And after that, we will be good to start mounting up the transmission. We've got a clutch and a flywheel coming in any day now, so we'll be able to put those on, start test fitting and getting ready to actually start this thing. Because after that, all we need is a control pack. The wife ended up picking me up a new Craftsman toolbox, which is so nice because the filing cabinet is not so much fun to use, but you know, you use what you got. So as of right now, we're getting close. Just got to clean up the garage, start getting this stuff all back in order, get this whole Coyote put back together, and sitting in this engine bay hopefully very soon. It's starting to get annoying. It's taking all my money, so it is what it is. Though this is the 5.0 budget build. This is gonna be the cheapest Coyote swap that any of y'all will ever see, and hopefully not the last one that I do. Hopefully I can start doing a lot more builds and start putting out a lot more content and start having fun with this stuff, because this has honestly been a blast. It's been a huge learning experience, and I'm so excited to be able to finally run this engine in this car just for kind of a play day, just to go out and have as much fun as I can in a vehicle, because when you have dailies, you really just can't go out and let it all hang out, but we'll be able to burn tires and shred it. So super excited to get to that for now. I'm gonna pick back up on this tomorrow. We're gonna get everything ready to go, get this engine rebuilt, rehoned, and hopefully reassembled tomorrow. So I just realized I didn't actually close out that last video from the other night when we were cleaning pistons and getting them all ready to go back in the engine. Kind of got the toolbox a little bit set up, nothing major. I have a ton of sockets that I have to go through and put in order. My boy Cody's hooking me up with a couple racks just simply for sockets, which is awesome. But as of now, if you are at this point in the video, if you are still watching, I appreciate it so much. This is my first YouTube video, so it's gonna be sloppy. Talking to the camera is still a new thing to me, but hopefully I'll get more in touch with that. I just want to film this build that's going on right now and hopefully be able to build a couple more things, because this has honestly been a lot of fun. I've flipped bikes. I've had an absolute blast just working and tweaking on them. It's kind of a new thing for me to actually put in like major work, and this car has taken a ton of work, and there'll be a ton more to go into it. We're not even halfway through this build yet. We don't even have the engine sitting in the car. But as of right now, this has been an absolute blast, and I just kind of wanted to tape my whole journey into this, because I think it's going to be one for the books. I think it's going to be a blast. So if you're still watching, thank you for tuning in and watching my first YouTube video. It will not be my last YouTube video. We have more to come soon. So if you're here, thank you. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. I'd like to see if I can build a little bit of a following off this. If I can, heck yeah. If not, then it is what it is. I've got video documentation of everything I've done with this Mustang and all of my experiences that are about to go into this. It's about to be a big chapter, and I can't wait to see where this goes. So thanks again. Tune in. I'll be posting as much as I can, but as much as I can with, work and everything else. I go in at 2 o'clock, so I kind of have a whole morning to do whatever I need to with the whole build and with the garage and getting everything taken care of. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.